Definitely. All right, back for the featured segment, which is one of my favorite features, and I guess, one of the features that I've looked forward to the most, and that is the integration with Microsoft Teams and Business Central. Nirav, do you use Microsoft Teams?
Absolutely.
You like it?
I do like it. I like the newer versions of Teams.
Yeah.
It's a lot more intuitive, integrating our networks, and it makes it much easier to get files. And it's definitely more a collaborative type of environment, it feels like now.
100%.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah.
I like it. Works flawlessly and everything.
Yeah.
So now, though, they have an integration with Business Central. And the integration to actually acquire it is pretty simple. Installation can be had in basically 5 steps.
Yep.
It's really simple. There's nothing really too bad. The only issues I had with installing it is sometimes when you have to paste the link in the Teams, the Business Central link into Teams, I had to paste it maybe 3 to 5 times. The other issue, I know you experienced it too, was I was not able to log out of a demo environment of Microsoft Teams. I uninstalled the app. I tried logging out. Everything. It never happened.
Yeah, I think most users probably aren't going to deal with that, right? Because they only have their one account, so they log in as they're whoever they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
We kind of have multiple personas or accounts and things here, so we have to kind of switch and deal with those types of issues, or incognito sessions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most users wouldn't run into that. So how does it work in it? Like, in a nutshell, Joe user sitting there, how would he work? How would he use the Teams integration? What would he do?
So he just downloads the app, puts his credentials in, his or her put their credentials in. They copy the link from their Business Central web client. It only works with the web client.
Yep.
Paste it into Teams. Let's say the link is from the contact card. You paste it into Teams, and Teams basically provides you with a way to work collaboratively within Teams without leaving it, and you can change the item. You can see all the information, stuff like that. Now, I tried a bunch of different pages that worked, like the General Journals page worked, GL account card worked, GL account categories, cash flow, account schedules, sales quotes, yada, 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 purchase orders.
So let's say I'm Ken, the salesperson. I'm a Business Central user, maybe, and I also have Teams. And so I go into Teams. Within Teams, I can go install the Business Central app into Teams. And then I go into Business Central, and let's say I work with a customer called the Canon Group all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go to their customer card,
right?
Copy the
URL,
the URL,
right?
Paste it into a
Teams
just conversation,
chat,
or chat,
and it brings up a little
the page, right?
I guess, yeah,
of that customer card.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now it works with all Business Central cards, I guess, business page cards, whatever they call them. Card pages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw in Microsoft on the page that they showed an example of like pulling up an item record.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see a picture of the item and the item description and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So you say you can do it actually with any card.
Yep, that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone I tried,
Yep.
it works. So now I've noticed too in the past week or two since I've installed it, they've actually been able to add some more features and things like that. So for instance, let's take the sales quote for an example. You can make changes on the page. You can create a new entry. You can delete information. You can make it convert it into an order. You can convert it into a sales invoice, copy documents, statistics. I mean, there is a whole list of things that you can actually do inside of Teams now for Business Central.
It almost sounds like almost anything you can do on that page within Business Central,
right?
You can now do on that page within Teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seems like everything.
Probably should follow your license, Essentials, Premium, and Teams.
Yeah.
License model, so probably whoever has Teams probably can't write.
Right.
I think into that record.
Except
exactly.
quotes.
It's all right. Yeah. Except quotes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I actually think this feature is going to have more functionality than the Outlook integration with Business Central.
That's a good point.
Unless they're going to expand upon that as well, which I haven't heard too much about that. Any new features with that? But.
No, and you might be right. It's like, people up until now, at least, they always say, well, I spend most of my time in Outlook. They're in Outlook, right? So that's why it's important. You can hit that Contact Insights button
Yep.
and pull up that customer or vendor or contact's information right within Outlook. I think you're onto something, though. Maybe in the future, people might spend most of their time in Teams.
Yeah.
I think that's what Microsoft's going towards.
Yeah.
And maybe within Teams you can see your email.
Yeah.
And
There you
so
go.
now you've got everything,
Now you got everything.
in there.
So it goes back to the whole Microsoft One premise that they talked about a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So maybe Teams will be the end all be all, where you
I
don't
don't
even
know.
jump out of any.
Yeah.
You never jump out of it. But yeah, so in my notes I've got you're able to see list pages and card type pages from Business Central inside of Microsoft Teams.
Wow.
Nice.
So
Nice.
definitely a great feature.
Yep.
And I think Ken mentioned that it'll be available in December.
You can even, so if you have a quote, if you're looking at a quote in Teams, you can print
Yep.
or send that quote to
Yep.
a customer.
Yep. It's basically full functionality. Were you able to get it connected or integrated, whatever you want to call it?
I tried. No, I was having a problem with my authentication. I have multiple accounts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it looked like it kept trying to log me into one account, which was
Right.
different than the one I was
Yeah.
testing with.
I would assume that's just like a little glitch
Yeah.
from Microsoft right now.
That Teams is pretty cool because from our to increase advanced job standpoint, we could send summary budgets of jobs directly through Teams
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to people.
Right.
So that we've seen a positive use.
Yeah. Here's
out
a
of that.
link to
Exactly.
this page.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Here's a budget.
Yeah.
Here's the open orders against the job, and see the full view of that project.
I love Teams. I mean, the tabs you can add.
Yeah.
I even integrated mine with Power BI.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got Excel spreadsheets in there, Word
yeah.
Word tabs.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I like it. And what I like about it is too is when you update it on the Word, like let's say you have a Word tab and you're updating, I would say Excel, everybody uses Excel,
Yeah.
and you update a line on Excel, it automatically updates the file that's saved on your computer as long as it hasn't been moved.
Yeah, and Power
Which is
BI.
pretty cool.
I mean, it's a great use in tools and Teams.
Yeah.
Throw a Power BI report in Teams. I mean,
Yeah.
it works well.
Yeah, the line between all these Microsoft products is getting blurrier
Yeah.
and blurrier, right?
Yeah.
Between Business Central, Outlook, Power BI, and
Yep.
Teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you're at or looking
Yeah.
at the data,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
It's different for different users and
Yep.
within different companies, but
Mhm.
certainly there's a lot of options
Yeah.
of how the users can
Interact with it.
consume or interact with the
consume
data.
exactly.
And
yeah.
it increases your productivity. If you're not hopping in and out of programs, you can do a lot more stuff and be a lot more productive by just staying in one.
Especially in this remote world
Exactly.
that we live in now.
Yeah. It's a great idea. So, all right. With that, then, that is the featured segment. So, I guess we're going to wrap it
We're
up.
going to wrap it up. We need to rate the beer. I think
Oh, we're going to rate the
wrap it
beer.
up.
Yeah, we got to rate the beer.
Yeah.
Are we going to rate the bourbon?
Might as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you rate the bourbon first.
100.
You got to leave a little bit of
Yeah, I gotta leave a little bit more, yeah.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
97 because
Yeah.
to his point, you
Yeah.
always have to leave a little bit
You
of
have
room.
to,
Yeah. I would say 98 because
But it was delicious.
Thank you. Yeah,
and,
it was good. Yeah.
It was
thank
really
you for
good.
bringing
Thanks
it
for
Yeah,
up.
bringing it.
absolutely.
I'm going to go with like a 95 for it.
All right, cool.
Definitely good.
Yeah.
Now on to the beer.
Yeah.
Did anybody get any horse blanket from it?
Not as much as the Dynamo, no, but a little bit, yeah.
So, to me, it's a light Oktoberfest type of beer, not as strong as some of the other ones. The rating, I like it. I'm gonna probably go with a solid 88. Once again, depending on when you drink it and where you drink it. If it's
Yeah.
a hot summer day,
Yeah.
my rating would probably be lower.
Yeah.
But being October and cold outside, I'm gonna go with a solid 88.
Yep.
What about you guys? What about you?
I'm going to admit I don't remember exactly what I gave the copper lager that we had last month, the Dynamo.
Probably.
I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna go 2 points higher than I gave the Dynamo Copper Lager.
All right.
I mean, because I think it's similar
Okay.
to that,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed this more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to contradict myself and say this was better, but then I gave it a worse score because I don't remember what I said last month
Yeah.
because I was drinking beer the whole time.
Yeah.
What about you?
So yeah, from just an Oktoberfest, right? Just rating an Oktoberfest, right? I would say this is one of the better ones, right? That I've had. But just rating beers in general, right? If we're rating just Oktoberfest, I would say this would be, for me, this would be 90 because it's nice and light. I could drink it, not too heavy. I could have a couple and still enjoy myself, and it tastes really good. But from an overall beer standpoint, if I'm rating all beers, right, that I've drinking, I'd probably say this would just probably go down to like 85, from my standpoint, yeah. Because me personally, you know, it gets a little
Biscuity?
yeah, biscuity a little bit, like a fat tire.
Yes.
Like a fat tire towards the end.
There you go.
So, and I'm
That
not
one's called fat tire, flat tire.
flat tire.
It's one of our greatest hits.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so 85 overall. I'd say
Nice.
90 from an October festival.
You find it ironic the Cowboys fan chose 19 or 85 as a rating, which was the Bears' best
Oh,
season
get out of
ever.
here!
The Bears.
Get out of here!
Yeah, all right then. We will see, or we will talk to everybody next month. So
Yeah.
once
All
again,
right.
thanks to Rob.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
guys.
been a blast.
Yep.